New this morning, there's a search for a 16-year-old girl from Arab, and authorities need your help. Now, this is what we know. Devin Tidmore was last seen on January 1st. She's 4 feet 11 inches tall and weighs 110 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes. Her family is pleading for information that will help bring her home. If you have any information or you know where Tidmore could be, please call the Arab Police Department as soon as possible. Their number is 256-586-8124. Developing now, a man accused of breaking into his girlfriend's house and shooting her dies after being hit by a car early yesterday morning. The woman did not die, we do know that, but Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies responded to a burglary and shooting at a home on Taylor Road, just off Springville Road. Now, when they got there, they found an 18-year-old woman who had been shot. The suspect left before deputies arrived. Not long after, the state troopers actually responded to a deadly accident on I-59 at mile marker 145. The car had crashed and troopers identified that driver as 20-year-old Jaquil Wanya Brown, the person who was accused of shooting his girlfriend just moments before. Neighbors say the entire incident was completely shocking. The woman injured in the shooting was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Turning our attention now to this story, Tuscaloosa police are investigating 2 rape cases against University of Alabama students. Both reportedly happened early yesterday morning. Now, the first case comes with the arrest of a 19-year-old UA student. His name is Luke DuBois. He is charged with first-degree rape. Now, DuBois is accused of raping another woman at a home on Frank Thomas Avenue. Now we're going to move to the second case. About 2 hours later, University of Alabama police responded to DCH Hospital to talk to another woman. She told police that she and a few of her friends had been partying and they got home and fell asleep on the floor. Well, in that time, she said someone had forced themselves onto her, and that person, whose name has not yet been released, left before police arrived. He was located and denied raping that girl. We're going to stay on that story for you, so stay with us throughout the show. Moving our attention now to this happening today. Birmingham is starting to celebrate and remember the life of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. There are several events going on today leading up to the official holiday tomorrow. Let's do a rundown for you, shall we? Birmingham 16th Street Baptist Church will host a commemoration in his honor today. U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch will give her final speech as AG at the service. It starts at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, there will also be a special performance of the Alabama Symphony Orchestra to honor Dr. King. That starts this afternoon at 3 o'clock as well at the Allie Stevens Center. Now, happening today, Vanguard Church in Birmingham will host a special forum called Race, the Election, and the Gospel, a Way Forward. There will be a panel of various pastors and Christian leaders speaking on how race impacts the church. It's from 7 to 9 o'clock tonight, so plenty of time to get out there, plan your day, and enjoy that event. Now, the Outcast Voters League will recreate the original 1963 March on Governance today in Birmingham. That will take the original path that Dr. King, Fred Shuttlesworth, and others marched from Kelly Ingram Park to Birmingham City Hall. The march is now scheduled to happen to begin actually at 1:30 this afternoon. So plenty going on to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. President Obama will make his 18th appearance today on 60 Minutes. The president will sit down with Steve Kroft to talk about his family and the upcoming move out of the White House.
How do they feel?
They're ready to go. I mean, the girls, obviously, they are now of an age in which the constraints of Secret Service and bubbles and all that stuff has gotten pretty old. Michelle never fully took to the scrutiny. I mean, she's thrived as a first lady, but it's not her preference. And so
she was the hardest sell.
She was the hardest sell, and she never fully embraced being in the public spotlight, which is ironic given how good she is. Having said that, she would acknowledge, and I certainly feel, that we just have a lot of memories here.
That's Steve Kroft with President Obama's final 60 Minutes interview, and you can catch that right here tonight at 6 o'clock on CBS 42. Happening today, members of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority will host a pink carpet premiere of the movie Hidden Figures. It will be this afternoon starting at 4 o'clock at the Carmike Vestavia Hills Theater. The movie is the untold story of 3 sorority members who worked at NASA and who served as the brains behind the launch of astronaut John Glenn. There will also be a focus on getting girls interested in math, science, and engineering careers. So perfect event for our young girls, right? Well, new this morning, the city of Biloxi, Mississippi finds itself in the middle of controversy over a social media post. The post said the city would be closed tomorrow because of, quote, Great Americans Day. Now, the post did not mention Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Following criticism of the city actually not mentioning Dr. King, a city councilman has come out and said there will be a change. Take a listen.
It was an honest error. I think they just pulled the verbiage from it. They posted it on the tweet, and when there was a reaction to it, there's no cover-up. You know, we're all looking at it and saying, hey, you know, we need to change it.
The city council is set to meet tomorrow to discuss the issue further. There's a fight underway between civil rights leader and Congressman John Lewis and President-elect Donald Trump. The feud comes just 2 days before Martin Luther King Jr. Day and less than a week before Mr. Trump's inauguration. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette reports from New York.
Congressman John Lewis says he will not attend the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump this Friday, along with at least 12 other Democrats. It's the first time Lewis has skipped the swearing-in of a president in his 16 terms in Congress.
I don't see this president-elect as a legitimate president.
The congressman made the comments as part of an interview that will air on Meet the Press Sunday. They incense the president-elect. Saturday, he tweeted, Congressman John Lewis should spend more time on fixing and helping his district, which is in horrible shape and falling apart, not to mention crime-infested, rather than falsely complaining about the election results. All talk, 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 no action or results. Sad. The tweets have angered Democrats, some in the black community, and those in Lewis's district.
I think it's rather clear that elect Trump does not know much about Atlanta, and I really want to call him out on his promise to fix American cities.
The president-elect is staying here in New York City this weekend at his home inside Trump Tower. He had no scheduled activities or events on this snowy Saturday. Next week, Mr. Trump's inauguration celebration will go on without Jennifer Holliday. The singer and actress announced she has canceled her performance at a welcome concert and offered an apology to the LGBT community, which had fiercely criticized her scheduled appearance. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, New York.
Well, Mr. Trump tweeted again Saturday evening, softening his tone toward Representative Lewis. He said the congressman should focus on fixing inner cities in the U.S. and that he can use all the help he can get.